Hello there, welcome to the final round of Season 1 of my F1 2012 career. I am Lovespuds, and this is the last guide of the track.
Okay, here we go on a lap of Interlagos. This anti-clockwise circuit makes it one of the most physically demanding tracks for the drivers, on their necks especially. Running down towards turn 1, a great overtaking opportunity, using the DRS as well. Slow it all down, easy to outbrake yourself here, and reserve the speed in turn 1 to open up turn 2, and then hard on the throttle around turn 3. Don't use too much of the exit curb here, that will upset the car at high speed. Now the run down the hill towards turn 4. Brake marker boards on the right hand side, down through the gears into third, use a bit of the entry curb, not too much of the exit, you don't want to run off there, it will pull the car out of the circuit. Now on the run down towards the fast right hand corner of turn 6 and 7, a beautiful chance to feel the high speed balance of this car before slowing it all back down into the hairpin of turn 8. Use all the curb and more, and then in turn 9, it's quite often the car will get away from you, understeer or oversteer on the exit. Turn 10, nice straight braking, slow it all down once again and be patient on the exit here as it goes off camber slightly before this flat out left-hander and the run towards the penultimate corner. 50-meter board, slow it all down, don't be too greedy here because this is the most important area of the track in terms of traction, and as you head up the hill you need that momentum with you, particularly in a racing situation. If you've got a car behind you, they will have a go down into turn 1, and as we head back towards the start-finish line, that's a lap in Sao Paulo.
Okay, and there we go, and look, it's raining. So here I am with my wet tyres, and I say that is the last track guide because that was only a plan for Season 1. I thought I'd put the feature of the track information done by Anthony Davidson in each of my videos for Season 1 because it's a pretty cool feature and it gives you more information than I can provide, that's for sure. And yeah, so as we move on to Season 2 you won't see any more of those, whether you liked them or not, basically. But yeah, anyway, here we are for the final round. It is Brazil and it is raining, which I don't have a problem with at all because it's Brazil. Of course it rains during the race most of the time, as we saw in the last round of this year's championship as well. So I don't quite know how good this lap's going to be. I can't remember if I've done very well at all. I expect I'm probably going to be 10th, looking how I've taken some of these corners, but we always do better in the race anyway, so it's not a real problem. I've got nothing to compare it to at the moment, so I can't say whether I'm faster or slower or whatever, but that second sector was a 1:03, which is probably not that great, but what can you do? I have a problem with wet weather at the minute. I'm kind of struggling driving in it, so there we go, it's a 1:23.1. And there we go, 10th, about 3 seconds off of 9th place, so that's not brilliant at all. But look, it's dry, which is good for us. Last race of the season, last race for Williams. Let's see what we can do. So starting behind the Force Indians, we've made a move on Duresta, and we're coming up on the inside of Hulkenberg into the first corner, hopefully. Yeah, oh, and actually messing it up a little bit. Sort of going Maldonado style on everyone, but without hitting people. Oh, Grosjean style actually. Should I say, Maldonado seems to have calmed down a bit, that's for sure. And speaking of Mr. Pasta, I am right behind him. Hopefully having a look into these next few corners. I don't want to crash into him because it's not good for the team, so I'm probably being a bit more careful than I usually would be. And as you might notice from these older tracks, as Duresta gets past, I noticed on these older tracks they are very narrow compared to somewhere like Texas last time round. You can see the difference. It's like half the width on the older tracks, which I'm fine with either way because on a game you can get past easily. In real life it's a bit of a struggle trying to overtake, but this year's Brazilian Grand Prix was amazing, mainly because of the weather being thrown into the mix. So it's all pretty good. I do like a good race with lots of overtaking, as does everyone. Yeah, let's see how much overtaking I can do in this one, because my objective is 8th, which hopefully I should be able to meet pretty easily. It looks like it's going to shape up to be a good one. A couple of opportunities here, I think. I should be able to catch up to DeRestus pretty soon, take that place back and be up behind my teammate who's actually moved up to 5th, it looks like, past that Sauber. Whichever one that was. And today is crunch time as well for Hamilton and Alonso, who is going to take the title. I think Alonso is around 13 points behind or so, as I have a little moment coming out the corner there. Could be worse. But yeah, also I have some lovely little news about my montage. I am going to do a montage after season 1. In fact, I have already done it. That's what I was doing over my on New Year's Day and yesterday, finalising the montage. It took hours because I can be a bit of a perfectionist sometimes. It's a bit of a hindrance, and but it's also good at the same time. Because I see quite a lot of montages out there who I think, I mean, yeah, it works, but it doesn't quite go with the music. And I don't tend to like putting pop music on. Hang on a minute. It's just... yeah, there we go, up the inside. That wasn't too bad at all. Kept it online. That's alright. So yeah, I don't usually like putting pop music on like montages, or even dubstep, for example, because I think it's just like an overused genre, and there's a crap ton of copyright on pop music anyway. But it takes me a while to find a track that is remotely decent, and then once I've got that track, I sort of visualise things in my head, then I look at the footage I've got and then realise I can't do what I want to do sometimes. But yeah, once I get all that out of the way, I had like 100 clips or so, 150 clips to sort through and to match up to the music as well. Which is fine, but it does take a long time considering my perfectionist streak. But I got there in the end. Oh! Moment there, Maldonado and Perez. That could have been dodgy. I just had to... that was more of an avoidance action, that one, trying not to go into the back of either of them. Let's calm down for a minute. But yeah, back to the montage. I'm going to try and do one after each season now. I'm going to see how it goes. I sort of found a track that I like, that I wanted to use for a while. As I come up the inside of Perez here, let's see if I can make a move into this corner. Not quite. I just want to make sure I get through this without having any scraps or scrapes or marks on the side of the car. Oh, can I do it here? Yes, yes. Slight lock up of the front right tyre there, but it's all good. Williams doing... both Williams doing well in this race, it seems, as Maldonado is in 5th there. Let's see if I can get past him. I don't really want him to take the last race ahead of me. Looks like I've got quite an advantage here. I mean, it's slipstream. I think I saved most of the curves for the run up the hill there. And managed to get past him nicely. So I just need to hold on to here. Try not to outbrake myself. I did a little bit, but that's fine. Schumacher up ahead, my teammate for next season. But yeah. But anyway, the montage should be following this video maybe tomorrow or Saturday. I assume it'll probably be tomorrow. There's one point in the montage where that I can't fix for some reason. It's gone a bit jittery. Unfortunately, that's just going to have to stay in there because I cannot fix it whatsoever. Anyway, sorry about that. I lost a I lost my train of thought there.
Looks like the car ahead is trying to create a gap. He's running full revs, maximum power.
Yeah, now he's trying to get away.
Watch out for the car chasing you. He's less than a second behind and will use DRS to overtake.
Yeah, Maldonado's putting up a bit of a fight. There's one bit in the montage right at the end, which is a subtle reference to next season, and probably the first glimpse you'll see of me in next year's car, which will be the Mercedes. Sorry, I was sneezing there. I had to quieten down a bit. Something went up my nose. But anyway, Season 2 should be coming pretty soon actually. Not long after the montage goes up. Maybe the start of next week, maybe. Probably not Monday, because I've got my parents coming down. Saying that, I do have like a week and a day off work, 5th to the 13th of January, just to use up my holiday from work, seeing as, yeah, oh no, gone a bit wide there, that's buggered everything up, bashing into Kobayashi a bit there, so gonna have to do this work again, got a bit of crap on my tyres, but I'm sure we can do something here. But anyway, I was saying, yeah, I got about a week off work, and during that week I'm going to upgrade my computer. I just changed my motherboard, my processor and my RAM, get a bigger hard drive, I think that's it really. So basically what I need to do is clone my hard drive, put it onto the bigger one, and I shouldn't lose anything, touch wood, and then I'll swap over the motherboard, processor, and then hopefully my render times should be cut in half at least, because I'm going to double the amount of RAM I have to 16 gigabytes. I'd love to go up to 32 gigabytes, but I only have Windows Home Ultimate, not Ultimate, Windows Home Premium. It's the higher versions of Windows that allow you to go up to 32 gigabytes, so that plan went out the window. But it doesn't matter, it's going to be more than sufficient, and the motherboard I'm getting will be pretty much future-proof for a little while, so that's quite a good investment. But I'm making the move from my old quad-core Q6600, which I brought in 2009, so it's starting to show its age now, but it was good at the time and still is pretty good. I have to say, it's still running some games that should really have i5s and i7s in them these days, so I'm quite happy about that. So I can move up. I'm going to move up to the i7 3770, and that should be a nice little processor for rendering videos as well, from what I've heard and seen, and should run games pretty well as well. I'm sort of mincing my words a little bit here because I'm trying to look what's going on the screen. 4.5 second pit stop. Sauber is out ahead of me though, which is quite annoying. But hey, I'm sure we can get past him again. So we've ended up in 13th after that stop, which is a bit annoying.
You have no more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
But I should be able to work my way back up to 8th. It shouldn't be too hard, considering that most of the people in front have got to go into pits anyway. One being my teammate, that's for sure. About halfway through this Grand Prix, I didn't realise it had gone that quickly. But yeah. So yeah, basically next week I should have an upgraded computer as long as nothing goes wrong. So if you don't see any videos next week, It's either because my computer's blown up or I'm doing something else. Because I know I'm busy on Monday and Wednesday. I don't know how long it's going to take to do my computer. It shouldn't be too bad if I'm just cloning the hard drive. So I shouldn't have to reinstall everything, which is nice. So sweeping past Kobayashi though.
The car behind is on standard revs. Car behind is running standard revs.
But yeah, because yeah, it's always a pain in the arse when you have to reinstall everything, and Steam as well. I use a lot of applications on Steam, a lot of games on Steam. I don't want to re-download everything, considering that my internet connection is a pile of crap anyway, considering where I am, out in the middle of nowhere. So if I can clone this hard drive, it would be amazing. But yeah, enough of that techno babble. What's been going on in the world of F1? Well, not a lot, unfortunately, because, well, obviously it's time of year, Christmas and New Year's. But there are a couple of bits of gossip going around. I've just noticed I've come out behind Maldonado. Now I've got to pass him somehow. The race is on. Yeah, a couple of got bits of gossip flying around. Apparently Lewis Hamilton's car for next year, the Mercedes. Now let's just wait for this. Oh, she's tapping the back of him now. I think I mistimed that. Don't often do that. But yeah, executed the pass well enough. Could be better. I think I mistimed it a little bit there. I was trying to get really close up to him and pull out at the last second. Looks like I'm going to take Perez now as well. Yes. There we are, up to 6th. Just the Ferrari of Massa ahead of me now. And the 4 people ahead of him, of course. But I don't think I'm catching up to them anytime soon. So I've got a few seconds to talk about what I was just about to say. So Lewis Hamilton's 2013 car, the Mercedes AMG W04, apparently will resemble a Red Bull, according to this article, featuring an ultra small gearbox, but it's passed all its crash tests. It says here the team need to improve by 3 seconds to race at the front, and half that margin has already been closed. So I think they're going for a Red Bull approach to things. But how well that plays out, I do not know. After all, they really do want to give Lewis a winning car. You know, I mean, he said he wasn't too worried about next year. I mean, you know, they are, really, they are. I mean, I know they're gunning for 2014 with the regulation changes and that, but they all want to win, of course they do. So it'll be interesting to see how Mercedes start off next year, and if they can continue, unlike they did this year, after winning the Chinese Grand Prix, falling off the cliff and being a little bit crap really for the rest of the season. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. That was bad. That was bad what I just did then. Really quite bad. Now I've got to pass these 3 again. But I'm still in my objective, but that's not good enough. These mistakes aren't what I should be doing. It's not quite the mark of a champion yet. But then again, I'm not champion this year, so it doesn't really matter. Alonso's in trouble looking at this though. He's in 9th. That's not good enough. Depending on where Hamilton is, which I assume he's near the front, could be Hamilton that's going to take this championship. As I try and make a move past Kobayashi. Looks like I can. Side by side going down the straight there. He's just got that tiny little bit more speed at the top, at the end of the 7th gear there, but not quite enough to fend me off for the first corner. Just quickly checking my fuel so I don't run out of it. So I can make a move up the inside of Maldonado here. I think that was fair enough. Just got past him there, squeezed by. As I say, we've managed to get up to 6th, and I'm looking for 5th now because Massa went in the pits a couple of laps ago. Cut the corner a bit too much, got crap on my right front tyre there. But hey ho, never mind. See if I can get Perez. I'm reluctant to talk about this next little article I've got here. Because you know what happens when as soon as I talk about something, something happens. I should be able to make a move on the hill. I'm using up the rest of my Kers, which is really helpful on the hill here. Which gets me a bit of an advantage going down here. In this sort of in his slipstream, gonna try and make a move on this on the outside. When I set fastest lap as well. Going right around the outside, just holding it on nicely enough, and we've moved up to 5th. This is pretty good. We're not out of the danger zone yet though, because he has DRS on me and he's going to slide right past me. I'm going to try the outside again, coming round down here. Ooh, going a bit wide. Oh, that was a bit hairy. I could have easily took him off with me. Just going to move it down to standard mix for a while. I'll probably move it back up again if I need it. But at the minute, I'm at the front. I'm in a good position. I'm not going to catch up to Schumacher anytime soon, so I just need to try and keep it smooth. If I can. But you know me, sometimes I just chuck it out the window on occasions, so you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, the next thing I was going to talk about, as I noticed, Schumacher is actually 8.1 seconds up the road, which is quite an ask at this point, but still, never mind. Yes, the next thing, Force India, still speculation on quite a number of seats in F1 at the moment. But one thing going around the rumour mill at the moment, well, apparently Force India have told Sebastian Buemi, who is a Toro Rosso driver, I believe, in 2011. I think it was 11. They've told him that he is no longer in the running for a chance of a drive with them in 2013. Apparently the favourite for the seat now alongside Paul di Resta is now the French team, the team's French reserve driver, Jules Bianchi, who is a member of the Ferrari Driver Academy. Now, that could be interesting. It could go either way. Ideally, I'd like to see Paul di Resta in the seat because, you know, I'm always going to be a fan of the Brit. But I don't know about next year, but for 2014, Force India are considering to change over to the new, well, are considering to switch from Mercedes power to Ferrari power for the introduction of the new turbo engines in 2014. Now, if they sign Bianchi, they believe they might get a discount on the engine if they sign him. So it might not come down to talent. It might actually come down to if they can get a discount in 2014 for Bianchi and their Ferrari engines, because he is part of the Ferrari Driver Academy. Now, obviously I don't agree with this, but what can you do when money's involved? You know, they're a midfield team. They're not like McLaren or Ferrari themselves. So why wouldn't they do it? But for 2013, I don't know who they would go with. It'd be nice to see di Resta in the seat, but at the same time, I suppose you've got to give the young guys a chance. Still, it'd be nice to see di Resta actually have another chance. I know he's had 2 years already, but he was Rookie of the Year in 2011. So maybe 2013 could be a make or break year for him if he doesn't find another seat. I mean, looking at what they believe to be saying if they can get a discount if they sign Bianchi, it looks like it's probably a done deal that Bianchi's going to be in the seat by 2014 anyway. Oh no, Perez is trying to make a move there, but it's not going to happen. Hamilton's actually in 4th. Now that's surprising. But yeah, it's a couple of other little bits of gossip going around. HRT are definitely not coming back now. I think that's been decided. Apparently when they took over the team and reorganised it earlier last year, I think they were promised some aid that never came, so they got stabbed in the back basically. Or let down, probably because of their performances, I guess. Someone withdrew their support, don't know who. But that's a shame to see, so there's definitely 22 cars next year as far as I know. But hey ho, never mind. That's life, I'm afraid. But yeah, so there's a couple of other bits of gossip I'm not going to go into now, because it is the final lap of this race. Hamilton is 7.5 seconds up the road. I am catching up to him, but it's not enough to actually take the place from him. So basically I'm just defending for 5th place here against the charge of Perez. Of course moving to McLaren next season. But I'm just going to prove a point by finishing ahead of him, I hope. Perez has not let me go. He's 8 tenths behind, so I don't think he's going to make a move on me anytime soon unless I make a mistake. But then if I do make a mistake, I'm going to be dropped right back down to like 8th or 9th even. So I just got to keep it on the track really. Get them points. And looking at the way the order is now, I think Hamilton will take the championship. As we go around the last corner, and then we're going to go up the hill. But we gained a hell of a lot of time on Hamilton that lap. Don't know what happened to him. But Jenson Button has done in the virtual world what he did in real life, and he has won the race. Plus he has set the fastest lap as well, which isn't too shabby. There you go, my final race for Williams, and I've met my objective comfortably and finished ahead of my teammate in 5th, where he ended up in 7th. So yeah, next year I'll be driving for Mercedes next alongside Mr. Schumacher. So it should be an interesting one. But the race result as stands: Britt on top of the podium, Jenson Button followed by Sebastian Vettel, Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton there. Can't quite see, I missed where Alonso was. Nothing to... Nico Rosberg and Felipe Massa down in 17th and 18th, that's a bit of a shock. Fernando Alonso finished in 9th after all, only getting 2 points, and that is definitely not good enough. So,
on behalf of the team, I'd like to thank you for a great season. This result will motivate everyone over the winter.
A little thank you from the engineer there. So there it is, Lewis Hamilton is the champion of Season 1, followed by Alonso, Vettel, Button and me, Mr. Lovespuds, in 5th. So a very good season for me as well. I'm sure that has done my reputation a lot of good. Finishing ahead of a Red Bull and Lotus and both of the Mercedes. Felipe Massa down 11th there, not good for him. Kimi 12th. Maldonado 13th. And not much of a surprise down the bottom end. HRT at the back. Caterhams and Mauritius mixing it up a little bit. Paul di Resta had a crap season. But yeah. Let's have a look at the constructors for the last time this season. And as you can see, McLaren Mercedes won the constructors a few races ago. Red Bull didn't quite make it up to second. 20 points behind Ferrari, and Williams finished in 4th place. Mercedes finished in 5th, so the car's not going to be too bad next season. Lotus dropping to 6th. Sauber finished in 7th. Toro Rosso finished in 8th. Force India 9th. I think that was Caterham in 10th. Mauritius and then HRT. So there's all my stats for this season. Fastest laps 8, pole positions 1, average finishing position 6th, 160 points, and yada yada yada. So yeah, all that remains for me to say is look out for the montage coming soon, and I'll see you for next season. Take care, guys.